Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Was Treated Like Gaara. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, remember if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2 and Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you have not misheard that guys, I post What If every single day. 3 What Ifs a day or sometimes 4 for you guys to enjoy on each of the channels. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check out the channels and enjoy. And also remember to go ahead and turn on that bell notification to see exactly when I post. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last part that we left off. Naruto, Shino, and Hinata were in the forest of death as they were making their way. As Uncle told them about their schedule, Hinata was a bit revealed because of the style of clothing that Shino had to wear with the weights, as she had to take off the jacket, as she was covering herself, as she never liked showing so much skin, but Uncle told her she will get used to it. So with that, she put on the weights on them, as she summoned a horde of small snakes, and a few large ones, and told them to eat them. The kids run like hell, as the snakes chased after them, as it was just too much to fight right now. They had to retreat for the moment. Some days passed, they kept on, working in the forest, as Uncle sent their snakes after them every now and then. It allowed their teamwork to meld together perfectly, as they watch over each other back like nothing before. They need no questions, no words, they just move, protecting each other. As Shino created a bow staff, a handmade, and it was quite useful. When Naruto got to the heart of the snakes, he was quite furious, as one of the snakes had devoured him and spat him out like he was garbage. As he wanted to rip it apart, but the snake was strong, really powerful, but Naruto was a beast, but Uncle stopped the fight, as she told him from now on the snakes were their friends, unless they were doing any training regarding them where fighting was necessary. As for the rest of the month, she had them learn jutsus and work on their elemental manipulation. The month was finally over as they came to Hiruzen. Hiruzen was surprised as Hinata looked completely different. Naruto, Shino, they all look different. Not to mention, they all look steely-eyed. Well, Naruto always looked that way, but Shino and Hinata. So with that, it was time for their first mission. Uncle said that her team will not be taken in D rank. That is why she took them to the Forest of Death in the first place, to train them so they would not need D ranks. Hiruzen was looking for a mission for them when Pakon appeared. It seems like Kakashi and the others got in a bit of trouble. So, Team 7 sent Team 8 to assist them. It didn't take too long for them to arrive at the Land of Wraith, as they made their way towards the house. Upon arriving there, Hinata and the others were not recognized by Kiba, as he was shocked when he heard that it was Team 8, as he couldn't believe it as she looked so different. As they made their way up to meet up with Kakashi, Uncle was kind of surprised what Kakashi's been teaching them so far, seeing that they did not know tree walking, and that was rather pathetic. As she was rather shocked, Kakashi and his team taking D ranks, and not to mention doing, well, bonding for training alone. The man was just lazy. The day finally came as they all made their way towards the bridge. The demon brothers, Haku and Zabuza, as the fight began. Naruto and Sasuke faced off against Haku, while most Naruto as he was brutal. In the end, Sasuke watched as Haku got defeated. Haku felt like he was a tool that was broken. And he knew what came after that death, as he asked Naruto to kill him, but Naruto was not the one to ask any other thing. As he sliced Haku in half, completely cutting him down. As for Hinata and Shino, they decimated the demon brothers. As Shino was disappointed, he thought that Chunin level ninjas would be a bit stronger. Afterwards, the mission was finished as Anko and Kakashi had took care of Zabuza. But they still had a mission, so they made their way as they found Gato. After finding his location, Naruto, Hinata, Shino, they decimate the groups there. Bandits upon bandits. Gato was shitting himself by the time Anko came to find him. As he pleaded with her, he begged her, he told her he'd give her money, anything her heart desired as long as she didn't kill him. But she hated when a man begged, as she slaughtered him right there and then. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place to check out yourself. Remember to stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just begin this new episode. Let's get right into this, guys. The group had returned back to Konoha. Was the mission a success? Sarutobi asked as he saw Team 7 and 8 enter his office. Yes, the mission was a success. Enemy ninjas were eliminated and Anko and her team went on to take out Gato and all of his goons. Alright, he said, well, I'll be expecting mission reports from you and Anko later. Dismiss. Well, while everyone is here, I would like to bring up a certain event that happened on the mission. As everyone is about to leave, Kakashi spoke, as the man waved them back in. Go ahead, Kakashi, he said. During our mission, when Anko and I returned to the home of Tezuna, we were met with Kiba and Yazaka in a sling. When I asked Kiba what happened, the only answer I got was Naruto. When I asked Naruto why did he injure Kiba, he ignored me and then he told me that he felt like it. Said Kakashi, that is a serious claim. Injuring a comrade can result into not only failure of a mission but death of another comrade due to being undermanned. Is these actions true, Naruto? Asked Hiruzen. As Naruto shook his head. Well, this time I won't suspend you, but the next I won't be too lenient, Hiruzen said. Well, now that is over, said Kakashi as he pulled out his book. You don't seem too frustrated that I'm not being suspended, said Naruto. Why would I? The Hokage was willing to let it slide, so I am too. Oh, I see. You're surprised that I'm not getting mad that the Hokage is not punishing the demon boy, as some people would claim. Well, I don't see you for what you're not. While you have a bit of attitude problem, I see you as a fine shinobi that might be someone great someday. As he walked off reading his book, Team 8, report training ground 44 tomorrow morning at 5, said Anko. And with that she flashed away. Time skip. 3 days later, Team 8 reporting in for another mission. And no D-rank Hokage-sama, said Anko. Anko, I know that you're training them seriously, but I suggest that you send them on at least 10 D-ranks before sending them on another C-rank, said Sarutobi. They haven't been on a C-rank yet, said Aruka as he turned towards Hokage. But this group has been out the academy for about 3 months now. The Chunin exams are about 2 months away, and I was expecting Anko to do everything in her power to get them ready for that. I am, Aruka, and wasting their time doing chores is not gonna help them there, said Anko. Fine, Anko. If you're so set on doing no D ranks, I have a mission for you, said Sarutobi. But Aruka spoke afterwards. But Hokage-sama, how can you let them bypass the basics of standard shinobi training, D ranks, help teams to work on their teamwork? I already trained them in teamwork. There's no need for any D ranks. I trained them myself against hundreds of my snakes. Giving them a D rank now would be an insult to all their hard work that they put in. If Anko believes her team is ready, then I'll respect that, said Sarutobi. Now I have a mission that you may find up to your team standards. My envoys have found out that 10 leaders of gang families are meeting in 3 weeks in a city on the southern border. Normally, this will be none of our business, but these groups know of the shinobi arts and send their people out as ninja mercenaries. I need you to infiltrate the meeting and assassinate all the leaders. And you have to make sure that this cannot be traced back to Konoha. So hand me your headbands, he said, as they took off their headbands and gave it to him. As he gave them a file, this contained mission details. Memorize it and burn it. As Team 8 took it and made their way, Uncle stopped them outside. This is a real deal. Unlike last mission, I'll leave assassinating the targets to you. I will only provide backup, and it will be limited, Uncle said. As she read the folder, she then handed to Shino, who read through it, who handed to Hinata, then handed to Naruto, who burned it at the end. Now let's go. As they made their way towards the gates. So with that they set out. As they were already packed. The entire trip took a half a day. While moving, Uncle discussed tactics that will help them kill the leaders. They will need to be subtle because the room will be filled with ninja. Uncle had to make sure they take this in stride. As she was preparing them for more dangerous missions, she knew holding their hand the entire time would just result in them not being brought up to their full potential, so she was gonna push them right into it the hard way. She had trained them for this. She knew they were ready for this. About a half a mile away, she stopped them and led them towards a dark path. She handed Hinata a small box. Hinata, inside that are multiple pairs of contact lenses. They will hide your Byakugan eyes, Naruto. There is also some special makeup that will cover your whisker marks. As Hinata opened the box, as she carefully put on a pair, as Naruto and his uncle put the makeup on his cheeks. Alright, from now on, you'll be on your own. I will be watching from the shadows, but my help will be limited. If things get to here, they'll retreat. I will handle things from there, understood? As they all nodded. Alright brats, make me proud. So with that they walked towards the city. It's huge, said Naruto. As the three of them entered the city, the buildings were tall, and the street was filled with a sea of people. The city is quite impressive, said Shino. As Hinata nodded along, let's go find some clothing shop. Entering the mansion like this would seem suspicious, said Hinata. As Naruto and Shino nodded as they followed her towards the shops. Find basic clothing and something that can possibly conceal weapons, said Hinata. As she made her way towards the women's section. After around a half an hour of clothing shopping, they walked out of the store. As Naruto was wearing a black leather jacket with blue jean pants, Shino was wearing a grey zip up to her neck with black jeans. Hinata was wearing a lavender blouse with khaki pants. We should head to our new employer. It's getting rather late in the day, said Shino as he glanced at the sky. The two nodded as they turned to search for the mansion in the gigantic city. Hello, welcome to the Vogue Manor. Can I help you three? The doorman in an all-black suit asked. I and my friend just came to this town, and we were told that you were seeking employees, said Hinata. The doorman nodded before gesturing towards the door. They walked in, as they were rather surprised. The place was extravagant. A giant chandelier hung from the ceiling, stained glass windows with beautiful decors on them, a massive staircase that stretched and went straight up, shimmer of light flickered all around the room. A glass statue of a warrior facing each other stood on either side of the staircase. Paintings and tapestries were all around. Yoshin-sama has a deep interest for the Battle of Madara Uchiha and Senju Hashirama. Artwork of those two are everywhere in the home. Now come, I will take you to Yoshin-sama. He should be available, the doorman said, as he led the three through the mansion. As the place was really decorated with the Battle of the First and Madara Uchiha. From paintings to statues, there were a lot of them all over the place. The doorman finally came into a large area as he stopped in front of a large door. On the door, on the left there was Madara, and on the right there was Hoshirama, as the both of their hands were the handles. Above Madara there was the Kyuubi, as his tails were wildly spread in all directions. The bastard will suffer for making me his puppet, the Kyuubi growled. What do you mean, said Naruto. None of your business, boy. This matter is between me and that accursed Uchiha. As Naruto decided not to press the matter with the demon fox, as he turned towards the doorman who opened the door for the three. As Naruto was the first to enter, followed closely by Hinata and Shino. Well, I presume that you three are looking for employment. A small stubby man with a goatee and a bald head stated. Just a quick glance of the man could tell you how wealthy he was. There were designer labels on all of his clothing. Yes, sir. Me and my friends here used to work for Gato-sama, but after his death we have been jobless. and wondering ever since. In a trading post just east of the city, we were informed that you were seeking workers. We would like to know if there's any truth to that, asked Hinata, as Yoshin looked at the three for a long time, thinking about what they just said. Yes, he said after a while. There are positions available, and I will hire you. Goto was a dear friend of mine, and I can't allow three of his employees to go workless. Lushai, show them to live in quarters. Wait, what are your names, said Yoshin? I am Hikari Shibo. This is Kanaishi Tatsumiki, said Hinata as she gestured to Shino, and this is Benchi Yashi, she said, gesturing to Naruto. Do your friends talk? Yoshin asked, with a raised eyebrow. Actually, sir, for the most part they don't. I have known them for 10 years, and they haven't spoken more than 10 words since we've been together. Yoshin nodded as the doorman led them outside. You two will sleep together in this room, Lushai said as he opened the door. As Naruto and Shino entered the room, Lushai then turned towards Hinata. You, ma'am, shall be sharing a room with another female. I believe that she's in there now. You three just missed dinner. As he opened the door right across from Shino and Naruto. A girl, perhaps 6 years old, then Hinata, with curly red hair, was reading a book on the bed. Oh hi, Lushai-kun. Who is she? The girl asked. Torin-san, this is your new roommate, Hikari-san. I assume that you can get Hikari-san acquainted with the room, said Lushai. Torin nodded as Lushai exited the room. Well, as you already know, I'm Torin Buke. I'm Yoshin, housekeeper, if you're not informed, the head maid, said Torin, as her voice was brimming with pride. Wow, a housekeeper. How did you accomplish that so young? Asked Hinata. Well, Yoshin-sama noticed my hard work, and he promoted me when his last housekeeper died of old age, Torin said, as Hinata nodded before she glanced towards the window. It's late outside. We should be getting to bed, said Hinata, as Torin followed her gaze before she nodded. The bathroom is over there, as she pointed towards the door. Meanwhile, well, it seems our target is marginally suspicious of us, said Shino, as he and Naruto lay on the bed. I suppose. But he seems more curious to why you and I don't talk, said Naruto, as Shino nodded. I have a feeling that something bad will happen prior our return to Konoha, said Shino, as Naruto glanced towards him. I feel it too, he said. Just be on guard. Over the course of their stay, Shino and Naruto remained isolated from any of the employees. After a while, rumors started to spread about the two. There was a rumor that they saw the destruction of their hometown, and all their families and their friends slaughtered, and they had traumatized them into silence. Some said that they were former mimes, but when they left, their occupation did not end it with them leaving. Another rumor was they were trained assassins, out to kill each other, and they would not speak until they were just about to end each other. Most rumors were just dismissed by Hinata, as she said they didn't talk because they just didn't have anything to say. Hinata herself in a short time became quite popular amongst the workers. Many liked her for her kind demeanor, but they also respect her for her hard work. She and Torin had grown close over the short time together. Torin had taken her under her wing, as people said that they were like sisters. As Torin even spent time with Naruto and Shino when Hinata went to relax with the boys. Excuse me everybody, I have a large amount of guests coming over tonight, and I want this place prepared, said Yoshin, as he had gathered all of his servants in the main entrance hall, during which, if anyone acts out of place during the dinner, your job is forfeit, he said. Right on schedule, Hinata murmured to Naruto and Shino. What was that? Torin asked. I said why, the rush schedule, said Hinata without a cinch of hesitation. I know, but Yoshin-sama is always throwing things at us at short notice. You will get used to it, Torin said. Hinata nodded as she and Torin made their way off to make sure all of the rooms were clean. As Naruto and Shino went towards the ballroom to help set up, it took the majority of the day to finish setting up. Once finished, Hinata entered the boys' room alone. She was rather stunned when she saw the both of them, only in their boxers, as Naruto was applying seals to Shino. She blushed as she turned to face the door. Naruto-kun, what are you doing to Shino-kun? She said. Damn it, Naruto growled, as Hinata turned to see Naruto pulled out a stack of Ryu from his pants and handed it to Shino. She realized what they did as she glared at them. "You two made a bet about me stuttering," she said, irritation in her tone. "Well, Naruto and I were discussing concealing our weapons, but it is immensely hard to conceal a weapon like my bow." Naruto then suggested that he write a storage seal on me, so I can summon it whenever I need it. I then realized we could do this with all of our weapons, and I proposed that theory to him. He agreed, but he suggests to write it where they won't be seen. As he started to write the seal, I stated that if you walk in on us like this, you will begin to stutter. He disagreed, so we made a wager, and as we all can see, I won, said Shino. "Done," said Naruto. "Kunai, right forearm, shuriken, left. Kunai with explosive tags are on your right thigh, soldier pills. On the front of your left thigh, blood pills, back of your left thigh. Your bow is sealed on your right shoulder blade since you are right-handed," said Naruto as he started to write seals on himself. As Hinata turned towards him, "Could you place seals on me as well?" she asked. Her voice was soft, barely heardable, but Naruto heard her. "Sure, but you realize not only will you have to remove your dress, but because of the dress that you're wearing, I will have to put them in more compromising positions." Hinata looked down towards her dress as she realized what he meant. She was wearing a dark purple dress that went down to her mid-calf. It had tiny straps to keep it up. The front of the dress dipped low enough to show the smallest amount of cleavage, while the left side went all the way up to her mid-thigh. She also wore matching 1-inch heels. As she realized what Naruto would have to do, she took a real deep breath as she exhaled before she nodded. "If I can trust you and Shinokon with my life, I can trust you too with the last of my modesty," she said. As her face was burning red, even though she tried to remain calm as possible. As she removed said dress, she was left in purple underwear. As Naruto studied the dress to make sure he would write the seals where no one would see them. It took a while as she remained calm as possible, but she just couldn't help it, not to mention the brush also tickled a bit. But he finally finished and explained where all the weapons were located. As Shino and Naruto got dressed in basic tuxedos, as they head towards the ballroom, upon entering they notice a few guests have shown up as well. As they split off and start to work, but they kept a close eye on the guesses. Within an hour, almost every chair was filled, and Yoshin walked into the ballroom. "Welcome, my friends. This night has the making of being a monumental event, but before that, we go and eat." As he received a loud applause, as Yoshin made his way towards the head of the table, the trio, along with other workers, started to bring out food and set them down. The room was filled with conversation as people eat. Soon after they were finished, people started to ask for the sake, but Yoshin waved them off. "Now, my friends," he said, "I have an offer for you that will benefit you all. The missing ninja Orochimaru has requests the services of a large number of my ninjas for his upcoming plot on destroying Konoha." I agreed, but then I realized that my forces were nowhere near enough for his requirement. That is why I brought you all together, so that we can all combine our forces and rule as one crime family. Many people looked towards him with raised eyebrows, as Naruto and Hinata and Shino were shocked. "You suggest that we rule together as equal. How do you suggest we do that?" a man asked. "Fuko-san, we will have council that will have the family head member as a member on it, and we can discuss weekly importance and vote on how best to solve them," Yoshin said. As Fugo nodded, "What of Orochimaru plot? When is it?" a tall man with a mustache asked. "He planned to attack his village in the final of the Chunin exam that is upcoming within Konoha." As Naruto glanced towards Hinata and Shino, as both of them nodded with a quick hand signs, everyone was shocked as people started to be slaughtered. As Naruto clones started to kill people, Hinata and Shino quickly drew their weapons. Before the crime bosses even realized what was happening, the room was filled with their henchmen all dead. As the trio landed in front of them, weapons drawn. "We can't allow you to aid the traitor in the attack of our village. Your life are now forfeit," said Shino. As Hinata launched a bow toward Yoshin, But just as he was about to impact his skull, he caught it and snapped it in half. Foolish children, while I admit, you are strong to take for a man. But still, we are all at least Jonin level. I am sorry to inform you what this room will be. Your final resting place. As Yoshin then felt something, as he looked down to see a blade penetrating through his chest. He glanced behind him to see Naruto standing there. But to Naruto's surprise, the man smirked. He then turned into vines and wrapped around Naruto. As the blonde struggled, Yoshin appeared out, holding a kunai, but a tail of chakra blocked it. So you're the demon child of Konoha. It will be a pleasure killing you, demon, said Yoshin with a smirk, but before he could say anything else, a tail of chakra shot through his head from behind. It was ripped out as he fell to the ground dead. Like you could, said Naruto. As Naruto snapped the vines, he was just pretending to be trapped, as the tail receded back to him. Now, as my teammate said, your life are now forfeit. The man then started to draw out various weapons, as Naruto blazed towards them. Hinata and Shino split. 5 of them took on Naruto while the other 4 went after Hinata and Shino. Naruto cursed because unlike Yoshin, these men were not gonna die easily. Whenever he was about to kill one another, 2 jumped in the way. As Naruto started to get bored of their game, he shot 5 tails forward. As they dodged aside, but Naruto smirked. Spikes shot from each tail and pierced through the man. All 5 of them got ripped into. As Naruto received his tails, it was then a lone man pulled out a handful of senbons and launched them towards Naruto. As Naruto tilted his head, but he gasped in realization when the man smirked and fell on the ground. As Naruto turned to see Hinata using her bow to block a katana, as the senbon pierced her throat. Before she could touch the ground, Naruto was there, as he caught her in his arms. Naruto-kun, there's something I have to tell you. No, shush. Conserve your energy, said Naruto. We will get you out of here. As Naruto chakra tails blocked various attacks that were sent towards them. I have to tell you, she said, as her voice was getting softer and softer. Naruto-kun, I love you, she said. What? Said Naruto, as she took her final breath in his arms. As her eyes closed, as Naruto looked at her, looking confused, his eyes just looking at her, until they snapped. His tails lashed out everywhere and started to destroy everything. Shino had to flash away rather quickly as Naruto started to rip the place apart. The gang leaders watched as the tails started to lose their transparent look and turn blood red. Once all of them had changed, Naruto's body was enveloped, forming a tight, skin-strained substance over him. His eyes were white, completely, as his face was darkened, like he was wearing a mask. This is your fault. I'll kill you. I'll kill you all, said Naruto. They backed away in fear, but he roared. That single roar decimated the side of the building that they were, as their bodies were sent sailing. As Naruto started to walk towards the rubble that the man collapsed in, his tail started to grow and grow until they were the size of large trees. As they started to destroy and rip apart the mansion, one of the tails shrunk back down to normal size and wrapped around Hinata and secured her on his back as she was untouched by his chakra. He then roared to the heavens as massive chakra arm came from his shoulders and started to destroy buildings. People started to scream and panic. His tail started to knock and rip buildings apart. He then started to smash them with his arms. Just as he was about to move, a rock hit him. As he turned to see a large group of men, he shot his head to the sky as a black ball started to form. They watched as he swallowed it. His body then expanded, swelling, until he slammed his hands into the ground. And then he released it. A beam of energy spread from his mouth as he turned with it. It annihilated the mob and started to burn and destroy everything around. He roared in the sky, destroying everything, releasing beams after beams, shredding and ripping apart the giant city. Once everything was dust and rubble, he collapsed to his knees as he pulled Hinata back in his arms, as the chakra slowly started to recede. As Naruto looked towards her face, a lone tear fell from his eye and dropped on her face. As he reached and plucked out the senbon, footsteps alerted him as he snapped his head back to see Anko and Shino walking towards him. "Wow, brat," Anko said. "Your temper tantrums are no joke." As she looked around at the remains of the once great city. "She's dead." "She's dead," said Naruto. It's in the job description, she knew. There was a chance of dying the moment she took on the life of a shinobi, said Anko. "I know, but she told me she loved me," said Naruto. "No one, except my brother, has ever said that before. How could she love me? I'm a monster. I destroyed this city. How? Why would she love someone like me?" "You let the Kyuubi get control," Anko said. "No, I did this. It was all me," said Naruto. "I knew exactly what I was doing, and it felt amazing. Their screams, their agony, their pain. I was ecstatic when I saw their blood and ashes at my feet." As Anko just looked away, the area was filled with awkward silence. "I recommend that we return to the village," Shino said, breaking said silence. "Time skip. Naruto, I want you to take her body to the Hokage compound and meet us at the Hokage's tower." As Naruto nodded, "Shino, you haven't talked since we left." "This is my fault," says Shino. "I saw the senbon coming, but I was in a lock with one of the other men. If I had been faster, stronger, I could have stopped this." "Shino, I was the one that dodged the senbons with my chakra tail, instead of blocking. If anyone is to blame, it is me," said Naruto. "I know that you're hurting, but going over the what ifs on what should have happened is not going to change anything. None of us can go back in time," said Anko. As the group realized that she was right. As Naruto made his way afterwards, as Hyuga saw the boy coming off in the distance. "What is your business here?" As Naruto took Hinata off his back, as the man fully noticed. "She's dead," said Naruto. "She died on a mission." The guard activated his Byaku gun as he looked at Hinata, as it was Hinata Hyuga. But he then noticed, "I suggest you get her to the hospital quickly. She's alive, but barely. Go! Now!" The moment he said that, Naruto was gone. Time skip. "Brat, what took you so long?" said Anko. "I was at the hospital. When I went to the Hokage compound, the guard told me that Hinata was alive. They said that she was in an induced, death-like state due to the senbons being removed incorrectly by myself. But they will be able to revive her by the end of the night," he said. "Shino, did you examine Hinata's body?" Anko asked. "No. Naruto went into his enraged state before. I could have, but I doubt I could have found that. My diagnostic skills are lacking. I don't have anything to practice for that." "Well, that doesn't matter. As long as our teammates are right," said Anko as a look of relief was on her face. With that said, they made their way towards Hokage's office. "Anko, how was the mission?" Harrison said as he noticed. "Where is Hinata?" he asked. "Hinata is at the hospital. The mission to assassinate the gang leader was a success, but there was some complications." As Sarutobi gestured for her to continue. "Well, the city of Jin has been reduced to rubble." Sarutobi pipe fell from his mouth. How?" he said. "During my team final battle with the gang leaders, Hinata Hyuga was hit to what appeared to be a final blow. Naruto went into a rage and not only destroyed the gang members but destroyed the city as well. Jin is a large city in the land of fire and one of the largest in the entire elemental nation. Do you know what can come from this event?" "The daimyo could very well ask for Naruto's head," Sarutobi said, as there was a bit of panic in the man's voice, as he was letting his calm demeanor slip. As Naruto did not respond. "Don't you care for your life, Naruto?" Sarutobi asked. As Naruto looked the man dead in the eyes. "If they come for me, I'll kill them all." As his tone was dead serious, Sarutobi rubbed his temples as he chose to ignore that statement, because he knew that Naruto was not kidding one bit. He looked towards Anko. There was a Jonin meeting yesterday. The Chunin exams are coming up. I need to know if your team will be participating in it. Anko looked at her team. As Shino nodded, she then glanced towards Naruto. Is killing allowed in the exam, said Naruto. As Anko nodded, then yes, said Naruto. I doubt Hinata will disagree, so my team is in, said Anko. As Sarutobi reached into a drawer and pulled out 3 pamphlets. Time skip. 2 weeks later. Well, brats, the Chunin exams are tomorrow, and I expect you all to impress me, said Anko as she looked at her team. As they nodded, she pulled them all into a hug, as she pretended to break down into tears. Good luck, she said. Mommy Anko will always be proud, as she said between her fake sobs. She then let them go and sunshine away, as Hinata and Shino turned to Naruto, who was simply walking off. The two decided to follow him, seeing that he had nothing else to do. It was then they saw a small child running away from Sakura, as he bumped into a guy in a black suit. As Naruto watched the guy in the black suit grab the child. Put him down, or I'll kill you, said Naruto, as he stood behind the black suit boy. Said boy was scared shitless. You're just like Gaara, he said. No, I'm much worse. Kankuro, as Naruto glanced to a girl with 4 pigtails with a battle fan. Temari, don't, but Temari swung the fan towards Naruto, seeing that his hand was holding some blade to Kankuro's throat, about to kill him, as Naruto gathered the fox chakra in his throat. Before he roared, the wind and Temari was blown away as she slammed into a nearby building. So this is the best the sun has to offer. Pathetic. Truly pathetic, said Naruto, as he gripped Kankuro by the shoulder and threw him. He slammed into the wall where Temari hit, as he fell right on her. Pathetic, said Naruto. You, come down, or I'll make you, said Naruto as he glanced towards a tree. A boy appeared in the sand sunshine. Who are you, he asked. If you're not careful, you're executioner, said Naruto, as he blasted the boy with some of his killer intent. No, I don't think you will. The boy blasted him back with some of his own killer intent. Cute. You unleash a little killer intent, said Naruto, as the place started to rumble. As Naruto started to release more and more, the red-headed child released more as well. The place started to tremble as the air itself started to become thick and heavy. A few nearby bystanders started to fall to their knees. Team 8 and Team 7 that just showed up collapsed to the ground from the killer intent as Naruto's body started to blaze with red chakra, his eyes becoming demonic. The cork on Gaara's gourd popped as sand started to whip around him. You think you can test me, said Naruto, as his nails elongated, as a tail slowly started to form behind him. But he didn't just stop there, another one started to form as well. Chunins and Anvu flashed in the area, but they couldn't come too close as the tails started to whip around, destroying things. Let's go, said Naruto as they both vanished. Captain, where are they? I don't know, but find them. Those two alone is just a spell for disaster, the captain said. It was then a wave of pure death slammed into the village, as everyone snapped their gaze towards the tower. Moving past that, on top of the monument, a representation of the fox and the tanuki. It was just the cloaks because of the power was slamming viciously into each other. Stop them now, the Anvu said. On top of the monument as Naruto started to increase, releasing more. Naruto, stop this immediately, said Sarutobi as he appeared. Enough, Gaara, as Sanjonin said. The two boys started to slow themselves down as their cloak and sand started to return back. The both of them turned towards their respective person that tried to stop them. If you stop me again, I'll kill you, the both of them said. And with that they were gone. Time skip the next day, as Naruto and his group entered the academy and made their way up to room 310. Upon entering second floor, there was an illusion over the door, as there were two teens blocking it. They were pretending that this was room 301, as Hinata gestured down towards the stairs. Seeing that this was a genjutsu, they walked past not to alert anyone these were just weaklings, a waste of time. as they came up to see multiple Jonins, as Uncle was there. As she smiled at them, well, your test is in there, she said. Good luck, you three. The moment they stepped inside, everyone snapped their gaze towards them, rather evilly. As Naruto scoffed, pathetic. He then flooded the room with killer intent. I suggest you all stop looking at us, or this exam will be the last one you take. Almost instantly, people turned to look away. Pathetic, he scoffed once again. As he walked over to the nearest wall and sat down, leaning his back up against the wall, as Hinata sat down in front of the blonde, while Shino leaned up against the side. After a minute or so, Team 7 entered the room. As Sasuke glared at Naruto, he called his name. What? Said Naruto. Watch your back. I'm coming for you. Naruto was about to retort until Ino jumped on Sasuke's back, as Sakura started to yell at her to get off. As Kiba saw Hinata and started to approach, she started to move backwards, but this resulted in her pressing herself against Naruto's chest, as she realized that because she was sitting in front of him, moving back that meant she was now in his lap. But she didn't want to move. As he looked down towards her, he saw that she was about to draw a weapon, but he grabbed her hand, stopping her in the process as Kiba was talking, moving closer as he spoke. A chakra tail shot from Naruto and grabbed Kiba by the throat, as he picked him off the ground, as he couldn't breathe. I'll tell you one time, said Naruto. Stay away from her, as he threw Kiba away. Hinata glanced over her shoulder. Thank you, she said. As Naruto said nothing, you guys should really quiet down. You're drawing a lot of attention. As Naruto glanced up towards the teenager, obviously, they didn't take my promise seriously. Well, it doesn't matter that, just leave. More people for me to kill, said Naruto. Wow, cool it. Now is not the time to take out your competition. The silver hair boy said. Who the hell are you? To tell me what I can't and can do. Oh, the name is Kabuto. Kabuto Yakushi. Well, you must be here for a reason. So what do you want, said Shikamaru. Well, I just want to help you rookies out. This exam is no joke. Trust me, I know. Have you taken it before, Sasuke asked. Several times, actually. Really? Well, that means you're a veteran, said Sakura. That means you must be an expert on the exam. Expert? And he has not passed yet, said Shikamaru. So the rumors on this exam being really tough are true. Troublesome, said Shikamaru. Don't get bent out of shape. I might be able to help you guys out. And how will you help us out? Kiba said. As Kabuto pulled out some card. These are my info cards. I've got information on almost everyone here. Almost everyone, huh? Said Sasuke. Yep. Just give me something, a description. I have the names. Tell me about Rock Lee of Konoha, Gaara of the Sand, and Naruto Uzumaki of Konoha, said Sasuke. You have their names, well, that's no fun. Alright, let's see here. Gaara of the Sand. His teammates are his siblings. His Jonin sensei is a man known as Baki. I don't have much on his skills, since he's from another village. But it's said that he's been on 8 C ranks, and 1 B rank so far, and he's never been scratched on a single one of them. Most of the rookies gasp in shock. Now Rock Lee is on a team consisting of number 1 rookie last year, Neji Hyuga, and Tenten. They're led by my guy. It seems he has no skills in ninjutsu or genjutsu, but when it comes to taijutsu, well, he's a special case there. He's done over 20 D ranks and 11 C ranks. As for Naruto Uzumaki, its teammates are Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburumi, and their Jonin sensei's Uncle Midarashi. He excels at ninjutsu and taijutsu, while his genjutsu is average. He has been on, wow, 1 B rank already, and 2 A ranks, A rank assassination missions. There is no C or D ranks at all, and he has never been scratched on a mission either. As Kabuto looked towards Naruto, I'm gonna kill you, said Naruto. Easy, said Kabuto. As Naruto's arm lashed out, the chakra claw grabbing Kabuto. Those missions are supposed to be confidential, yet you know about them. You need to die. As there was a poof, as Kabuto was being crushed, Hey, release it now or you and your team will be eliminated. A man at the front of the room said. As Naruto released Kabuto, watch your days, because from this day on they're limited. As Kabuto adjusts his glasses, now first rule, if you're caught fighting outside of the permission given by your proctor, you will be eliminated, the man said, as he focused on the blonde. Now come and pick a number and take a seat at the chair. After a moment they were all seated. Alright, my name is Ibiki Marino, and I will be the proctor for the first exam. As he started to explain the first test to them. As the papers were passed out by the Chunins that came with him. As Naruto looked over his paper, as the man told him to begin. These questions are impossible, said Naruto. Stupid human, you're an insult. Glance around, said the Kyuubi. As Naruto glanced to see, people were cheating. So the point is to cheat. But how would I do that? My skills don't really suit information gathering. That was when he noticed bugs crawling up his paper. As Naruto put his arm in front of the paper so the proctor could not see, the bugs started to align themselves into the answers. As Naruto started to copy them. Once he was finished, they went back towards Shido, realizing the final question would not come until at least 43 more minutes. He went to sleep. Alright, Tibi, he said. Time is up. Shikamaru was waking up but not Naruto. As Ibiki pulled the kunai and launched it. The duel of the kunai, not the point. As he launched it towards Naruto's headband. But, before it could make contact though, a tail came out and knocked it away. As Naruto got up and glared at the man, Ibiki simply rolled his eyes. Now, I will give you the final question, but there are two options. If you leave now, your entire team will be eliminated, and you can take the exam another time. Why would anyone choose that? One of the ninjas said, as Ibiki simply smirked. Well, because if you take the question and fail, you will never be able to take the exam ever again. What? But I know people here was take the exam before. Another one said, that's too bad, because this year I am the examiner. If you don't like it, you can leave. As Jenny started to slowly file out of the room, some of them not willing to risk it. About 200 that came inside. Throughout the test, that number had dropped. And now it had dropped once again to around 50. As Ibiki saw there was around a dozen people, shifting nervously. Just give us a damn question already, Naruto shouted. The kids that looked shifty were now gaining by their confidence, as they didn't want to be shown up by the rookie. Alright. Congratulations. You all passed, he said. As everyone looked rather shocked. Some of them not really caring. Some of them looking relief. Before he could say something else, there was a swirl of rose petals as Kurna appeared. So much, Ibiki, she said. Are you getting soft? Perhaps this year is just stronger, Ibiki said. Doesn't matter, my portion. We'll cut them down by at least half, said Kurnai. As many of them gulped when they heard that. As she turned towards them. Alright, she said. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification they posted, remember share this to all of your friends in social media platform. But I'm out for now. Remember to share this to all of your friends on your social media platform.